really hope that's right when she got it turned on.
So what I was saying is, I really just love being around you guys, and it's just great to be a part of this thing. Outside of the good work of the community, it's about the fellowship, really, and I think that's great. You know, so I know right before that you were telling me how great I was, and so I just thought I should tell you guys how great you guys are doing, and how much I enjoy your company.
Is this a motion? Are you looking for a second?
No.
Oh, okay.
I make a motion that we all just enjoy each other's company with no obligations. Okay.
Would you like me to turn on that recorder?
No, I got it. I don't know exactly how to do it, but I'm gonna figure it out.
I'm happy to assist.
No, don't do that. Oh, I don't see any buttons that say power. I do see like power. Do you know how to do it? Oh, look, here it is. Got it.
Somebody said to me just a few minutes ago, I don't know how you do all these meetings. I would be bored to death. And I said, well, this one's actually usually quite entertaining.
Because Matlin's really, she's a party animal.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I said.
Okay, I've started this thing.
Right.
The hills are alive
The
with
microphone.
the sound of music. With songs we have sung.
You want to start the meeting?
How many years?
How old am I?
No, how many years have you sung those songs?
Oh, I don't know, is that the next line of the song?
Yeah, it's 1,000 years.
For 1,000 years. I know, how do you solve a problem like we, oh, we're gonna start?
Yeah, it's
Ideally. 4/16, yeah.
Wait.
For a very important date.
Oh, wait, that's my job? Hey, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. If you call roll, that'd be cool.
All right, Jake.
Uh-huh.
Nikki is absent. Matlin?
Here.
Charlotte?
Here.
Austin?
Yes.
And Sarah and Alyssa are absent.
Because yeah, we'll talk about that later. All right, so it looks like we've established a quorum. Super happy about that. So 2, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve the minutes from the September 4th meeting. I looked them over. I even have highlighted things, but that's for later. No one's over there. I was just looking. So.
I thought I heard something.
You did. It was my voice. I was talking out loud.
I'll make a motion to approve the September minutes.
I'll second. Do you want to switch spots?
Jake?
Yep.
Matlin?
Yes.
Charlotte?
Yes.
Austin?
Yes.
All right. Let's move on to item 3 on our agenda. Excellently made agenda. Consideration, discussion regarding the financial reports. I look at these every time, but I don't know what I'm looking at. So, you know.
I only go up to 4th grade math. That's my cutoff, so.
See all these numbers.
Well, if you guys ever have a question after, feel free to shoot me an email.
Yeah. If there's anything that you think is important or relevant, feel free to just tell us about it. Anything that you...
Not particularly, I mean, we're on track.
I like being on track.
Have we started receiving the money from the tax thing, or can we not talk about that? Does that have to do with?
That would be financials.
Does it pertain to the financial report specifically?
Is that money on the report? Will that money be on the report? Where would that be?
On the report? I don't know.
I feel like
Started getting it.
we have, and I feel like it's a whole separate, it's under library, but it's on its own separate form.
Okay. Because it
It
should
will
be,
not show up on this one.
it should be a lot of money. So you would think that if it was on here, you would be like, ooh, that's a big number. That's it. And the only big number I see is the expense. which means we're taking care of our obligations.
So the first one was,
J-HUD could get
Yes,
those numbers for you and email them out.
I'm making a note to do that right now.
Okay.
So I'll send it to you.
Who is that person you said?
Oh, sorry, Jennifer.
Jennifer Hudson, J HUD, yeah, because we have 2 Jens.
Okay. I thought you said J-Head. I was like, I don't know.
It's such a habit.
But that is what you said, J-Head?
J-HUD.
HUD. Okay. That makes more sense.
I didn't even hear HUD. Jay.
Jay.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? We're all so close. We got the
Squiggle.
names and things. And so we just, it's real.
Everybody gets a nickname, it's like the Oprah show.
So what
I'll
do
tell
you guys?
later,
Okay.
when we're off live stream.
Charlotte,
yes, sir.
is there anything in particular you'd like to say about this financial report?
No.
Okay. Cool. Just wanted to check in with you. All right, well, let's move on then. We don't have to have any action there, so if everyone's cool, I'm cool. Consideration discussion regarding the library director's report. Again, I looked at it. We had a lot more people, the door count. Do you think that's the Halloween numbers?
Oh, absolutely.
I figured.
We had quite a few come through. I think we actually had more than what we recorded, because our little thing gave up at the very end.
Okay.
So we're hoping to get a volunteer next year and see if we can't get somebody to do an actual clicker, so we have a real
Yeah.
number. But,
I like that, because you open it once, it's like 6 people file in.
right, because that makes it hard. And our little counter doesn't do great with that, especially if somebody's holding somebody.
Well, we got a lot of money coming in. Let's get the best thing we got. I mean, we
On the new
could.
building, not this one.
Yeah, we don't want to invest in money. That's true.
Don't waste it on this building.
Well, that next one. Let's put that in the notes for the next topic. We did a lot of one-on-one technology assistance, I noticed. Why, is there something that happened there?
We did,
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends. Sometimes we have a lot of people come in and then they tell their friends, and other times not so much. Sometimes people come back, if they're working on something, you'll have multiple times. And some sessions just take way longer than others.
Fair enough. All the programming stuff's going well?
I think so. Everyone seems pretty happy. My brain is already ready into December and January. I've got to look back because this is back from October. November's program, October's numbers, says my brain. Just trying to think if there's something really special. November was a really weird month because the kids were out for that big block, and so a lot of people tend to, well, you guys know, tend to almost pull their kids right before. So we had like 2 solid weeks we had programming, but not a lot of people
Showing up.
came.
Yeah.
But December always more than makes up for it, because then everybody comes.
What's the food policy? I don't know if that's here. I was just curious. Do kids get a snack? It's like after school. Do you let them snack? Here's why I'm asking, because my kids, I brought them today, and they both had pizza in the car, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think they bring pizza in. So,
I don't know, is that something, we're going off topic? All right, because it's kind of programming related.
do they eat snacks during the programming? That's what I was curious about.
Answer would be fine.
Right, sometimes, a lot of our middle schoolers will go next door to OnQ and they'll bring something back in here. We've told them that they can have snacks in here. They can have drinks as long as the lid can screw on, just because we've had an incident before with a giant cup getting knocked over. But sometimes, like yesterday, we actually had a food kind of related program, and it was like a gummy taste test thing. So
We gotta advertise those better, because I love a gummy. I would have been here for the gummy taste test.
we had those new peelable gummies.
Ooh.
They're shaped like fruit.
I've never heard anything about
I
that.
didn't know those existed either.
Guys,
Feel a little.
as the chair here, let's rein it in. We can't be spending our time talking about gummies. All right, I think that's good. Does anyone have anything else on that before we move on? Okay, cool. Acknowledgement of resignation of Valerie Hill from the Library Trust Board, item 5. She was a good one. We're gonna miss her. I don't have any idea what
It's kind of awkward, it's just an acknowledgement. We
Yes.
don't have a consent agenda anymore, but yeah, it's just an
Yeah, I
acknowledgement.
saw her
and then we
note.
move- And then we move on.
it was a nice note, and we liked having her when we had her. Oh, Nikki's here!
It's a dead week,
Yeah.
Yes.
basically what I am right now.
Well, here's the deal. Everything's going great here without you, so don't feel like,
Really?
which I'm just saying, don't feel like any pressure that you need to come in and perform. So just come in.
I had a
relax.
whole act I was gonna do, but now that you say that.
That's interesting. All right, okay, so we just acknowledged that Valerie
Yes.
has resigned, and she was good. We all like her and wish her the best in all of her future endeavors.
Have they appointed anybody to take her place?
No, not yet.
Whose job is it?
I think he, yeah.
Yes, you,
It's
she is
ours.
she was the library board's appointee, so you guys will appointee. So we'll advertise the position is open.
Is there like a process where like people come in and we get to talk to them?
And they can come to the meeting when you're gonna discuss applicants.
I would love for there to be that many people. I'm guessing that we're probably just gonna be like trying to get somebody. But man, if there's a process where we get to vet people, I'm all about vetting.
For vetting,
And I have a big vetter. Okay, let's move to the next one. Acknowledgement of the resignation of Sarah White from the position of Library Board Advisory Member. Yeah, she gone too. We gotta find somebody for that too, right? Is that the whole process? We find.
Yeah, I mean, their terms don't end until
the end.
the end of December, but we'll advertise those too.
Where do you advertise those?
We put it on Facebook usually, and we put it on the website, and we make flyers, and those get placed around in some different places, usually 7 or 8 places, and just word of mouth.
does it go out in the emails as well? The ones like the,
With your bill?
It's like the water bill.
no.
You get a water bill email? We should put it in that though.
I think you're talking about the news flash, maybe, where you can get a text or email? Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
How do I sign up for that?
You gotta do it on the website. Do it on the Perkins website.
I'm more of a pen and paper kind of guy.
Maybe you know somebody?
I know people. Okay.
So what is a library board advisory member? Is that an appropriate question at the appropriate time?
Somebody that lives out of the community and still interested in it.
They need to live within city limits.
Oh, I thought the advisory ones lived outside the city limits.
I'll double check, but I do not think so. I think they need to live within city limits.
Because Linda was one for years.
Right out
We'll
there.
double check.
I would almost yell, Linda, but I
Us too.
don't have a lot of self-control. But I was
So they just,
But if they were within the city limits, they could be on the board.
So you can pick what you want to get.
I like to be informed.
So the advisory board members, they don't vote.
Right.
Okay.
They're just,
They're here, they advise. Linda was,
they can discuss things with
Yeah.
you all. I don't know why it's written that way, or how long it's been written that way.
it's really, they seem
doing
like just
some-
part of the gang, it's just they don't vote. That's how it always had been before.
It was begun because we had some people that wanted to serve that didn't live in Perkins.
So I think we gotta figure out this whole city limit thing. But anyway, does that answer your question?
Yes, yep.
And now acknowledge the resignation of Eliza, how did I say her name?
Melissa, I think?
Alyssa? Hey, if you're watching, I know, Elisa? I know her really well, so I've always known how to say her name. Anyway, so, yeah, she's resigning as well. Do I have to read the whole thing? Acknowledge the resignation of, I cannot say her name, staff, from the position of Library Board Advisory Member, terminating May 1st, 2024. So we gotta find 2 people, not just one. But I'm excited about the possibility of the people out there.
Are those
Well,
the
Two
two,
advice- one for
advisories
the
and one
trust.
for the trust.
are those the two advisory member positions? There's two positions?
Yep. And it's tough to lose both at the same time.
Well, that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. And the thing is, we don't complain. We don't hang our head. We're resilient.
Well, one's cried here.
We push on, all right? And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find some good people. We're gonna put it all in the places. Okay? Glad we got that. All right. Item number 8, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve updated rules of decorum for library board meetings. I also looked this over. So, now, was this like peremptory adopting? It says adopted.
what? I'm sorry.
It says adopted December 4th. So,
That's because you would be adopting it today.
so it hasn't like been previously decided on by the city. Because didn't the city do something like this as well?
Yes, so we've updated them all. Every board and trust has been updated, but each board and trust has to.
Approve it individually. Okay, that's what I was curious about.
And the reason that it was done is because we took out the public appearances item from all the agendas, so we had to change some of the verbiage on the rules of decorum for how people could speak if they wanted to speak at one of the public meetings.
Okay.
Just a little bit of language changed for that purpose.
Cool. I like it, you know, as a chair, it gets pretty rowdy here sometimes, and now I have this to really kind of enforce any kind of rules.
It's at the bottom.
Oh, man, I loved the word wantonly. I love that word. I want to incorporate it into my, I highlighted it on that. See, I did, I was so excited, I was like, man, that's a great word. That was the thing that stood out to me. But yeah, it's nice. Nikki, you haven't done anything?
What would you like me to do?
Maybe like make a motion or something? I mean, unless you have, you want to talk
Oh,
about
are we
it.
making a motion on that?
It does say possible action. I learned that a couple meetings ago. So I've only been doing this.
Better late than never. All right, I make a motion
What
to.
are the updated rules?
Back page.
That first item,
That was close.
first item, Charlotte, where it asks a public, if you want to, somebody wants to speak at your meeting, then they have to fill out a speaker card and give it to the city clerk or the chair at the beginning of the meeting. That's really just
They
it.
gotta stay on topic, they get a certain time frame. They can't talk, I like this, they can't address like just one of us. They have to address the board. Unless I give them permission. I feel really good about that power. It just,
All right. Make your motion.
All right, I make a motion, we approve the updated rules of decorum for library board meetings.
I'll second.
Jake,
absolutely.
Nikki?
Yes.
Madeline? Charlotte?
Yes.
Austin?
Yes.
All right. 9, consideration and discussion regarding the new library building project. 30% last time, I saw it in the minutes. Where are we at this time?
So we had a meeting with the architect about a month ago. It was a nice, long meeting, and,
Wait, really?
yeah.
Okay, good. I know, I like it.
It was
Like,
like 2.5 hours. Because we went over everything, and they brought in, so like the floor plans, those are set. Now it's figuring out where do all the light fixtures go and what, what kind of finish materials do we want on countertops and color the wood stain. It's just like all of that. His associate did bring samples of like the carpets that she would use, countertops, paint, all of the things.
was it all aesthetically pleasing? You're like, oh yeah.
Not for what we are looking for.
Oh, so it wasn't that good.
No.
Okay.
But
But that's good.
to be
That's,
fair, they didn't really have an idea, so we had advised them that since it's a historical building, we want to maintain.
lean into that.
Yes.
Tone it
And,
down a little.
yeah, so we want it to be a building that's always been a library. Like, it looks like it's always been a library, and some things they brought in were a little bit too modern. So, once we gave them our ideas on things that we would like to see, what we don't want to see, they have a much better idea. So we have a meeting on Monday again with the architect, and we'll see what they bring back.
Okay,
So-
so is that the main focus of this meeting? The new meeting is finishes and that sort of thing?
Probably to see, yeah,
Okay.
that among other things, but,
Well, what's the other things?
well, it's like, you know, the north wall outside and just, you know, there's all kinds of little things, and then there were some questions about placement of electrical fixtures and like HVAC, things that Brian deals with the architect. I don't care, but he had questions for the architect. They even brought in the engineers, so they got to talk to us and like talk us through the blueprints on what they did. So I don't know, we're getting close.
So
It's exciting.
We feel good.
Yeah.
Okay. If you feel good, I feel good.
Yeah, lots of plans. So, and then architect requested, you know, if there are specific things, for instance, in the toddler play area, there are some specific things I would like to see there in that.
Yeah.
And so encouraging us in any types of the areas, like the discovery room or the children's area, to give him pictures and give him ideas so that he knows what we're thinking. So I went to Anaheim last month for an early childhood conference, and I hit the expo and I collected a bunch of catalogs, which I forgot to give y'all one, so here's the other one. I got some really great resources and ideas for things that we could put in the infant, toddler, and the children's areas. So, I don't know. It's all coming along.
What's the process of figuring all that stuff out? Is that working with the architects for that stuff, or is that working with like Jennifer and the people?
That's architect and budget.
Okay, but okay, because you.
Yeah.
All right, since they started collecting money, is anybody working on how much we can borrow and how much we need?
That I do not know. I don't know the definitive answer to that. Because I think who's going to secure the loan? What is it called? PETA?
Ida.
Yeah. So that would be like on their end.
And that's through like the city. The
Yeah.
city's handling all that.
So, and some of the things the architect has put in the plans are quite expensive and probably won't happen. Some of the finishes are pretty costly, so we would have to think of other
So like,
options.
don't be afraid to go through and find what you want, because like when we deal with architects, it's always champagne, a little bigger budget. We want to do this, 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 and this, and I'll spend time like at work being like, okay, this is the dollar amount for that, and they're like, whoa, like no. So there have been circumstances where we were doing a job and they were doing paneling kind of like this, and they wouldn't decide on a material or a stain color. And so I just picked a bunch of stuff and stained it, and one of the guys took it to one of the meetings, and they were like, oh, we like that. So on our side of it, you guys don't be afraid to be like, this is what we want, I like this, because there gets a lot of time dragging out making decisions, and that will drag out that project over there terribly. And so,
Yeah, and I think that's where, because Brian does work with his architect through his work, so he has a very good relationship, so he could be like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Because we're kind of pushing for those stainless steel countertops in the discovery room, which I think we'll probably get. We'll just have to, it's give and take on some things here and there. So yeah, I think that architect, he's really great. And I know they probably come out of the gates just like with anything else, with like that high number and like all of the things, like here's all the things you could do. But then we gotta be realistic, like.
it's easier to remove things
Yeah.
from the budget and bring it down.
What are they thinking about the outside color?
That's still kind of up in the air on that north wall. They still have some things they're kind of throwing around, because it's like possibly like a brick wainscot, something that would match the brick on the front. like the, I don't know, like a lighter color surface up top. I don't know, they have a few ideas, but it's, again, budget. So, but they want to make it look nice. They don't want it to just be like a big giant blank wall. So I just think we have to be very mindful and intentional because we want to get it right the first time with every part of the light. Like we want to get it right the first time because like first time is the only, like this is it. So I think with all the different eyes on it and all of the different parts, it will get there. I'm confident it will get there and it'll be beautiful.
You're confident. I'm
Not
confident.
bright green and yellow and blue and it'll be classy and timeless.
It'll look like a library.
Yes.
It's been there.
Right.
That's what we're going for.
So is the budget set, or are we still waiting on the revenue stuff to get that figured out to what the budget's gonna be?
There's a budget idea. I mean, there's,
So that sounds like no.
but as far as like, this is what we are getting the loan for. Like, I mean, Brian knows what it can be done for. And so, I mean, the money that's coming in monthly through the tax revenue is pretty much what we assumed it would probably be. So I think we're sitting good. It's just making sure we get it right.
What's our time frame?
As quick as possible.
Good.
Yeah.
That is a very.
Yeah. Once the money is secured, it will go quickly. Once the money's secured and the
Once we
the
get
GC is
architect
contracted. Do what?
Once we get the final architect plans, I presume, it'll go faster.
Yeah. Once that's done, GC's contracted, then it'll go quickly.
Just kids. I love you. Bye.
I think that was off topic.
Can you retract that? I want to retract my love for my children. What's that?
We couldn't work out the computer.
Oh, sorry, girl.
That Monday at 3, we're meeting with the architect at the bank conference room because this is taken. So if anyone wants to join us, come on down.
Monday the 9th, is that the 9th?
Yeah.
I might, because I'm just.
The 9th at 3.
Your kids could probably just take care of
Well, no, it's 3 now, but I have.
And 7th hour lucky dog.
My plan's 7th hour, so I gotta put it in my calendar. Do I have to let you know if I'm coming, or can I just show up?
I think you could just show up. It'll be Brian and Linda. And then I'm coming. Last time there was Friends of the Library. Last 2 times Friends of the Library representative have been there, so.
I'm putting it in my calendar.
Good for you.
Good. I gotta do it now. Sorry, people that are watching, I know you want the action, but I
Millions of viewers.
gotta get it in now because I'll forget. All right. Game on. All right, that's it. We don't have any new business, right? No business, no business, no business? Okay, so I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Oh, man, I really wasn't done.
You want it done?
I'm kidding. I wanted to hang out.
I still don't.
Yes, yes. My mind, she was over here, I know she was just messing with me or not.
Nikki,
Yes.
Madeline,
Yes.
Charlotte,
Yes.
Austin.
Yes.
So you're gonna turn that off.
I am.
Okay, cool.
Would you turn that one off too? Unless you want to sing another ballad.